2, 3. Welcome, spirits. I feel like we should have done this in darker with candles, maybe. Is that where that doesn't work for anybody, does it?
You should put candles on. Pause the video, put some candles on.
Granny needs to be able to see the labels. I'm Tom, and this is Sarah Graves,
Hello.
aka Baby Magick.
Hi.
And we are your 15 minutes of fume.
It's true. We are.
I sense a presence. We are here today to smell An Evening with the Spirits, which is a collection of perfumes that was released with our winter stuff. And these are perfumes inspired by historical accounts of Victorian spiritualism, mediums, psychics, seances, just a bunch of crazy people doing weird stuff because there was no internet.
No internet. None.
I would love to introduce you to our dear longtime friend and occasional labby. Tell us a little bit about your journey to this moment.
Well, when I was very young.
Fast forward.
Well, a few months ago.
Tell us about your band.
So I have a band called HAEX. It's esoteric industrial. It's a mixture of Nine Inch Nails and Dead Can Dance, I would say. Really fun there. It's spelled HAEX.
You let us use some of the music earlier in the pandemic when we were filming the Tournament of Underdogs, which we never finished it. But the intro music, which we can insert into this video as a clip. Was generously provided by HAEX because we needed something that bangs and slaps and, falls down the stairs and all of the cool, kinetic, loud, angry things that you do when you're a teenager trying to get attention.
Also, kind of like a poltergeist.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Music in the key of Poltergeist.
Aww, that's what we do. You
have a new album that just came out.
Yeah.
It's a product of much labor over many time.
Many time. Long time. Long time no see, honestly. But it came out how it needed to come out. And that album is called The Aethyr, The Abyss, and The Void. And
that sounds like an Evening of the Spirits perfume.
It's all coming together, honestly. It's perfect.
It's almost as if there was like a strategic plot in having you here for this collection. But also, I know that you love this collection.
This is my favorite collection from BPAL. Absolutely. I just want to smell like a forlorn Victorian ghost. So, or
attainable.
Yeah, or like maybe someone that would kick a table with their foot every now and then to make a buck. So,
right.
Here we are.
It could come to that for us.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the wonderful things about, doing some tarot stuff as a side hustle for me, because it's the kind of thing I can age into, and if I end up down on the boardwalk someday, it's just like, that is an income stream that is available to me. Let's smell a perfume.
I'd love to stink.
We're starting with one that you had mentioned as a particular favorite.
Yes, if I could seep something from my veins, it would be the Fox Sisters.
The Fox Sisters. How foxy are these sisters?
Let me tell you.
We cannot read the full text of everything that's included with these perfumes. It's like news clippings and letters and all sorts of great historical information. In this case, it's like a tale from Arthur Conan Doyle, who was just, describing these foxy sisters at the time, who were, had their hustle going,
You gotta hustle.
The scent is Deception and Despair,
Mhm.
Rose Geranium and Tea Roses with Mahogany Wood, Bourbon Vanilla, and Apple Peel. So we're dealing with like a floral tea, like with some like wood, some vanilla.
Yeah.
Why not?
Maybe up in some New York apartment.
Now, we have made this before. This is a recurring collection that comes around in the winter sometimes. So I know that, but like from year to year, there can be like changes,
Mhm.
slight tweaks in formula, different ingredients. So how do you feel about the smell in the bottle compared to your Fox Sisters of days gone by?
It's exactly what I remembered it being. Honestly, I think this is a very true to form recreation of the Fox Sisters.
So we're not just like bootlegging our own perfumes.
Absolutely not. If you did, I'd still get it though.
I feel like the Fox Sisters would approve of that.
I know, they
They'd
think
be like,
they would.
the faker the better.
They're like, perfect.
What
Ugh.
it strikes me is like this is a really sharp scent in the bottle because like that apple peel has like a sharp, like
Mhm.
burst to it, and then like definitely getting some of like the rose, the geranium situation going on. So it's kind of like stabby in like a nice way.
Yeah, but it's also very muted. It's not muted in a sense of the scent being muted. It's muted in a sense of being like cloaked.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, there's a mystery to it for sure.
There
I'm
is.
gonna put a little bit on my bruised knuckle.
I'm gonna put
Probably
some
won't
on.
read on camera, but I stuck my hand into the ceiling fan while putting on a shirt.
Well,
Tall people stuff.
it happens.
It does. Look, unfortunately, more often than I care to admit.
I don't have ceiling fans for this reason.
This is the reason.
This is the reason.
But on floor fans, it's much more dangerous because then they'll chop at your ankles. They don't install them in the floor anymore.
I know. What's with that? How am I gonna have my fizzy lifting drink now? Can we legally say that? Do we have to bleep that?
No, you
Okay,
can say fizzy
fantastic.
lifting drink.
Fantastic. Fizzy lifting drink. I could talk 15 minutes
If
about this.
we bleep it, it will just sound like you're saying something much worse. This is gorgeous. Whoa.
This is gorgeous.
Okay.
No,
So
I'm telling you, I could do 15 minutes on this.
I don't think I have really tried this one on before.
Well, you're in for a treat. I could drink this whole bottle.
This smells kind of like it has this kind of delirious quality,
Mhm.
like an intoxicating situation. There's kind of like a swirl going on.
Mhm.
I'm kind of being tossed back and forth between like tea to like roses to apple,
Mhm.
whatever. And then like the woods and stuff underneath give it kind of like this like, dark.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a kind of a dark undercurrent to most of these because of just like, the spirit of the spirit.
It's very forlorn and feminine.
Yes.
That's what I would say. But I'm pretty sure,
Relatable.
exactly. I have a cis male friend who has worn it and it's become a little more smoky on him.
Fascinating.
That's interesting. So,
I mean-
absolutely a perfume for anyone.
As is so often the case, like some of the sweetness I can already tell is kind of lifting off, and so I'm getting like the tartness of the apple, but like some of the wood, and it really is like just like kind of really old fashioned and mysterious, and it's like almost like I can smell like floorboards. That's
Yes.
what I'm getting.
Absolutely.
Gosh, I said that and a dog just like yowled.
Did we?
Is there a spirit?
Is there a dog spirit?
Is there a spirit here? Knock on the table if you're.
I think it was.
I think it is the
I
spirit
think
of a
it's
dog.
the spirit of a dog, a fox, perhaps.
Oh my god.
Who knows? You're very much transported into like a wooden room with a couch, an old dusty couch,
Cup of
and
tea.
cup of tea, and then also there's like a lady like this.
Yeah.
You can smell that lady, can't you?
I can smell that lady.
We love to smell that lady.
Yeah, I'm really jazzed about this. This is one I don't really do much in the way of apple. It's so specific, and it's like connected like to particular scent associations that honestly I'm not that interested in generally.
Yeah.
I really like this. The rose apple is really cool, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a rose like shisha kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's very like you can almost smell the incense quality of the rose geranium.
Yeah.
It's not a rose per se.
Right.
It's very
Because we have roses for that.
we have roses for that. This is like not dusty, but incensey.
It's
you can smell
like
it wafting.
kind of dry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, we really probably could just talk about this like and describe it forever.
Absolutely.
It's like Violet Beauregard style to keep it in the Willy Wonka territory where we just like keep smelling as we become dead.
I'm into it.
You know?
Let's do it.
I'm turning violet. Okay, so now I'm going to
Now.
move on to one that surprised me. Took me by surprise.
Well, I'm ready to be surprised too myself.
So, funny thing about, like, I often get to see the art or descriptions for these before I get to smell them because of just, like, the production process. And so, I had seen this art for the Haunted Mill. In a Dropbox folder where I'm just like, okay, this is like some of the cooler art of the collection, I thought.
Lovely.
Really interesting. An account from the Illustrated Police News, 1877, about a haunted mill. And the scent is a quiver of boot leather, a forbidding shadow of patchouli, poppy tar, and oud against a backdrop of worn oak panels.
So this sounds exactly like me when I'm going for a little more of a mask vibe. 100%.
It's like the hair part's on a different place.
It does. Yeah, it depends what side of the bed I wake up on.
I fell so in love with the artwork that I was like, I get wary of actually getting my hopes up about a scent because I'm like, look, the scent and the art, like sometimes it's a whole different. I don't get to choose what it smells like.
Mm-mm.
So when I didn't really want to believe that this would be like for me. I was steeling myself against rejection, which is something that just happens a lot as you get older.
Sure does.
So the scent really. Now I am haunted. I'm like in the haunted mill. Like in the bottle, you got, of course, like that slick leather, just like right there. Underneath, you get a bit of the patchouli and the poppy tar. The oud is not like particularly striking.
No,
you know?
it's not. It's not, but it's
mysterious. There's like something like, it reminds me of a little bit of Black House that we did for Victoria Elizabeth Black in terms of just like this weird, dark, creepy, mysterious with a bit of leather.
It's very dark. It's very low. It smells very low. And
Low frequency.
It's very low frequency, and it smells of the night.
Yes, it very much smells of the night. This is like kind of what you hope the night will smell like. And it just honestly just smells like French fries because you like drove past a restaurant or whatever.
It's maybe some old beer as well.
Old beer.
You know the smell.
Yeah.
That's not a Black Phoenix alchemy.
This is like what you would fantasize like a nightclub would smell like.
Oh yeah.
But then you get there and it's just like, why do I
It's
smell
not
like
that.
7-Up, sticky on the floor? Anyway.
Memories of when nightclubs.
Right. Of when nightclubs. Remember when nightclubs were?
You remember. This is amazing.
There's something kind of, it's like spicy and smoky and leathery and just kind of like intense, like shadows moving and.
I don't really smell a mill, but I smell like I'm on the way to a mill.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's like outside the mill. Like you don't even get into the mill because shit is too fucked up.
You can't even get in.
It's like on Ghost Hunters where like they don't even make it in.
They
They're
don't.
Just like I'm not going in.
I have to go. I have to do push-ups right now.
I'm not like a person who, like, the poppy situation is not something that's usually my jam. I often love a fragrance in spite of a poppy opium component, etc.
But I feel like in this one particularly, that lifts it. That's the only thing that could possibly lift all of this dark.
There's like a kind of a giddy, heady kind of like thing where it's just like, I feel like it's messing with my senses.
Oh yeah, it's definitely haunted by poppy.
Yeah.
100%. So am I.
But that leather is really smooth and cool and
this is probably the best, because I love a leather scent. This is probably the best leather scent that I've smelled so far from Black Phoenix. If you like leather so far today, in the last X amount of minutes, because I love an Iago, I love a whip.
Yes, you do. That's right.
I love a dark rider, but this is something special.
It really is. I've been. Wow. I just. Is this a brand new one also? Because I know we expanded the collection. It's not all repeats, you know? Like, we've brought back selectively some stuff that we can make from past collections, but this, I think, is a new one.
Pretty sure.
And I'm just like, I need, like, every bottle of this.
Another bottle I would drink, absolutely.
I'm setting these to the side after we smell them to prevent you from drinking them.
I have a long reach, my friend. And a cup.
Now, don't make me wrap your wrist with the fan gently.
Like you would rap on a chamber door if you were having a seance?
My nephew's very into Edgar Allan Poe, and I told him he loves the story of the Telltale Heart. And it says he's getting older, like we all are, and so every time I see him, I can tell him more and more detail in the story. So it's gone from like a 2-minute story to like a 10-minute story. And it's great. And he doesn't even know how terrible it is to be employed yet. So there's a whole new dimensions of that.
That's when the fear really comes in.
Then you're like, oh yeah, like I would definitely kill this person. Right? Doesn't he? It's his boss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So next we have...
Watch out, bosses.
Crystal Gazers. Crystal Gazers.
I'm so excited.
Is this a brand new one?
This is definitely...
I don't remember.
This is definitely a brand new one.
I'll just take that
to the grave.
This is going to be a really good one to get if you have terrible eyesight, because the label is just like stark white with a black outline drawing.
It's a good label.
You're going to see it.
This lovely crystal ball woman.
I thought it was so funny that this came out like right around the time that the like pondering my orb meme was peaking, and we came out with a pondering orb fragrance. Like, you're welcome, internet.
It started here.
Why aren't we on viral on TikTok?
Why aren't we the TikToks? Well, you can help us. Make a TikTok. Put this in your TikTok and tag BPAL.
Won't you please?
Please.
We're too old to figure it out.
I don't know at all.
So the scent is a hazy image blooming into focus, all symbol and portent. Okay, need everybody to concentrate. Okay, follow the sound of my voice. I'm going to describe a fragrance to you, and you're going to imagine it in your brain. You got that? Crystalline white musk and yellow frankincense surrounding an amorphous, shifting shadow of black plum, neroli, verbena, and green cognac. Church bell. I love a cognac smell. I'm excited about this.
I don't usually, so let's see.
Wow, this is a really weird smell to smell immediately following the Haunted Mill, first of all. It is like in a completely different octave.
It really is.
3 octaves up.
And boy, is it cheery.
It's like I'm awake now. It's like bright, glittering. That is it the verbena? So it's just like there's like a citrus shine to it.
I'm smelling citrus and cognac right off the bat.
Okay, I can't even get to the cognac because I'm like climbing over like the mountain of lemons. So I'm gonna put a dot on here just so I can get a sense of like what I'm even dealing with right now. It's
very warm. And it's a high E. It is played at a high E.
What's the highest E on my harp kalimba here?
E. Did you hear that? That's what this smells like. Can you smell it? Can you smell the orb? I certainly can.
Now we're attuned. Okay, so on the skin, picking it apart, it's like certain things like the black plum is like somewhere else, because like the verbena and the neroli are so strong. Like I can tell it's going to take a while for that effect to die down. There's like a reverb in my brain. I
do not get the black plum at all, but I'm sure after 10 minutes on the skin.
Yeah. It's like the neroli, the verbena, the yellow frankincense, and the white musk are all collaborating to keep things up here. And yes, I like that. It's interesting that there are other notes that are kind of like lurking around.
It's not a very heavy base.
It's shiny.
It's lofty. It's very lofty.
It's bright and shiny and lofty and airy, and it's just like a whole different gal than the Fox sisters.
This is definitely someone that lives in Montana and has a little crystal shop, a new age crystal shop.
Like, this is like a safer person.
Yes.
This is like a little more trustworthy scent. It's like, it's kind of like nothing to hide. Like, there's not like a sinister undercurrent.
I would say it's very love and light, honestly.
Yeah. It's like the classic, like, crystal, like quartz, like, it's nothing.
Not a Stevie Nicks.
No.
Which I was anticipating.
Right.
But
I feel like there would be a little more grit.
Yes, absolutely. This is a woman I trust.
She's polished.
She's very polished.
I'm not saying she's perfect. Like, she's definitely done bad shit, but like she doesn't like bring it into the session.
Never.
Like, there's this crystal lady in a small desert town that I don't even want to name because someone from the internet will go and tell her that I said this. But we stopped and bought crystals from her, and she was just like in such a bad mood, and it was actually kind of hilarious because she was just sighing and then would say aloud things to herself but that were audible to others, like, shouldn't even be here. like, and then like while she was ringing me up because I did buy something, she was like, how did I even end up here? I used to be a doctor. And I got the sense that the question was not for me.
Did you answer?
I was just like, this is one of those situations where you're glad you have half your face covered, because you're just like, I don't even know what to do or say.
Thoughts are loud sometimes.
I've been back since, and she's doing better, actually. I think I just caught her on a really bad day. So on a good day, maybe this. On a bad day,
maybe we'll find it.
Maybe we'll find her. So
despair and questions. Delicious.
Questions.
Can't wait.
I like it when someone just puts questions in the air for like whoever.
Questions.
Would you like any questions?
Would you like any questions?
With your purchase?
Perhaps from a spirit.
Oh, what a great segue. Move on, please.
Okay.
I feel like we've received a message from the spirits.
I understand.
And from the editor.
They're harsh, but they get the job done.
So here's another really lovely piece of artwork that shows a lovely headless, femme presenting body startling a horse, which is like
love it.
Rude.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Great little ghost story for you to read from 1897. Mud spattered wagon wheels, crushed grasses, thick tufts of moss and thorny branches creeping over a wild, overgrown, and gnarled ash hedge. That is a gnarled ash hedge. That is one gnarled ash. Girl. Did someone tell you?
Has anyone ever told you?
That hedge is gnarled ash.
Oh, man.
That is a gnarled AH.
I love this. I automatically love this scent.
The perfume is perfect.
I haven't smelled it, but it's already my favorite.
So we're a little closer back into Haunted Mill territory.
Oh, wow. It's the famous BPAL dirt note.
Yes. She's back. And she's ashier than ever.
She sure is. Love her.
This is reminding me a little bit of The Woman at the Edge of the Woods, which from the Dead Blondes and Bad Mothers collection is this like sinister, like nature, but with like a sinister femme side, as it should be.
I have smelt this smell before, and it's when I was at Forest Lawn Cemetery at night for an undisclosed reason.
Right.
But I have smelt this before.
You can disclose that to me later privately.
I'll show you.
There's something almost, I want to say minty, but that's not the right word. But there's something just kind of like I'm getting a vapor.
It's like a very high grassy vapor.
Yes, it is. I think it's the point where the chlorophyll, you could actually get high on the chlorophyll alone.
It's working.
It's a dark. It's not foresty per se. It's a dark meadow, a dark night. Like
absolutely.
In the scene in Spencer where she leaves the dinner party and goes roaming around in like the heath or the moors or whatever is surrounding like the estate, and she's got a flashlight and an overcoat. Like this is the smell.
This will make you want more. Absolutely.
This is the smell of a gothic romance heroine fleeing a building, like with a candle and like a flimsy shawl clutched across her breast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to add to that because it's perfect.
Mud up to her knees. They generally crop the image about here so you don't get to see that.
Despair in the air.
Oh, big time.
Oh,
There's like, and what I love about this, and BPAL in general, what sold me like many, many years ago, is there's like menace to it.
Oh, yeah, there absolutely is. You don't want to linger there.
I don't feel safe.
No. I mean, in general, usually, yes, but more so now that I've smelt this.
Well, and when people smell me, I don't want them to feel safe.
Absolutely not. Not in
Safety
2022.
is not an option.
No, it is.
If you're that close, you're not safe.
6 feet. A menacing 6 feet.
I love this kind of like sweet grassy note,
I'm really loving this one a lot. I would absolutely wear this a lot, especially on a night out.
When you say a night out, what does that entail?
I mean, a bit of grave digging,
a bit of polite grave digging.
Yeah, finding some relics, maybe a good relic.
Right. Wait, so you're talking grave robbing?
Yes.
It's different. Grave digging is like I'm being helpful. I'm making a grave. Grave robbing is like I am unmaking a made grave.
I don't know, because I'm essentially making another grave, am I not?
I mean, it's especially if you were to bury someone in, you know, like, I mean,
It's like recycling.
yeah,
This is a good recycling scent.
a good scent for those who care about the planet.
Absolutely.
Reducing your footprint, your ultimate footprint.
I love this so much.
Oh, it's really incredible.
I would also use this in a Dungeons and Dragons LARPing role-playing situation.
Oh, big time. It's like churchyard slash, I don't know. I mean, it really has like a good haunt to it. Okay, we are moving right along.
We're moving on, please.
Moving on, please. Oh, okay, this one I'm excited about because I have smelled it. I've smelt it, and I have also seen people talking about it online. You probably thought I was going to say Delta.
I was hoping you would deal it to me. I was.
Well, I'm going to deal you this poltergeist scent. The passage describes the origin of the term poltergeist and the whole thing with them. I don't need to go into it here because most of you know poltergeists and are harboring them.
Personally.
Or like avoiding them, ghosting them. But the scent is, and again, when I saw there was a poltergeist scent, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. And then I was like, remember, you might not love it. And then I read it, and it says, a boisterous scent, scratching, clanging, banging, pounding, crashing, Selma songs. Cacao-stained mahogany, okay. Black currant and tobacco, cranberry, peppercorn, bubbles of champagne grape, and cognac.
This is like a high-class pentacle.
Rowdy. It's like everywhere at once.
It's really...
How can you put those things together? What will it smell like?
Let's find out.
Good news for you. You don't have to wait.
Wow. Bizarre.
It is so... I laughed like when I first smelled it. It is so bizarre. It is so boisterous. Like you've got this like effervescent blast from the champagne note. Then you've got like this like cacao scent right there. You've got a little fruity, a little woody, and it's all kind of just like, you know, it's like an Auntie Mame with the jingling bracelets, you know. It's just like...
It's chaotic.
It's very attention-getting.
Wow.
How will this work? It's like up here, it's down here, it's somewhere in the middle.
This is what you'd want out of a poltergeist scent, I believe.
I feel like they would be so flattered. We made this for the poltergeist community.
Oh, someone's finally standing up for that. Yeah, I don't know.
You want to try a little bit on?
I do. It's almost like...
How do you do it? You probably have to get it rejuiced.
Should I juice it up?
I took all the juice.
You took the juice?
Squeezed every last drop out of that lid.
That's okay. I'll be drinking this later.
I love this scent.
I need to put it on my body because right now I'm getting
cranberry.
It is okay.
Like what? Oh, I just saw it fall. It's on there.
Wow, how feminine and dainty of me.
The most femme thing that you can do is go out in public with perfume literally visibly running down your arm. That is someone who is fully committed to glamour.
Do you like this? So this is wild.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to make of it.
I know.
It
is a supernatural experience.
It is. It's clean and soapy. It's bubbly. It's cranberry-y. But also it's very chocolatey. I don't know what's happening.
There is like a kind of a scratchy wood in there. Like there's some dirtiness, but then there's the cleanness. Like that champagne bubble kind of gives you like it's, you know, some kind of a... Just gestures frantically around face.
Don't mind me. I could see this being a poltergeist-ridden area.
Like it's all the notes at once.
This is bizarre. I don't know where I'm landing with it for me personally.
Oh, and it is very personal because the person who can do this is just going to be made powerful by it, and the person who cannot do this would have already gotten up to go to the sink and wash it off.
I'll be right back. I will not.
It's clean, it's dirty, you know, it's a bitch, it's a lover, it's a...
Child mother.
It's a mother. Absolutely.
It's a sinner, it's a saint.
Does not feel ashamed.
It really doesn't feel ashamed. You can smell that in the upper notes.
Oh, there is like, this is a sans shame fragrance. I'm just so proud of Beth for doing this. It was so entertaining to me on every level. Like, obviously, if you're looking for something really horrifying in a poltergeist scent, then you're not going to like this because there's something It's just kind of like laughter and tears and brooding, like all
It's
kind
very
of
chaotic,
together.
and it absolutely is growing on me. Because
Because it's all over you. So now you have, I think it's a psychological response to being overwhelmed.
I am overwhelmed with
Stockholm
poltergeists.
syndrome.
It absolutely is. I just feel as though this isn't a scent that you want to smell directly. This is a scent you want to smell of. This is a scent you want to have when you walk in a room to prove to people that chaos reigns. So
and I love hearing that. And for me though, when I'm wearing this, my nose is here.
Okay.
The whole time, and I'm like, oh hello.
Different folks.
I don't even want to share it with people. I'm just like, you know.
I guess we're two different ghouls.
Yes. I mean, this is going to be how could a poltergeist perfume not be polarizing? Poltergeisting.
It's very poltergeisting. I can hear the cabinet slamming right now.
I wish we'll maybe get a sound effect in there, Galen. And you can even leave me in queuing for it, because that way it won't be too jarring to people at home. I don't want people to get upset watching this. This is safe. We banished. Okay, now I guess we're moving on randomly. These are not in order. There's no
order here.
You were kind of at our whim, just like you would be if you came to see a medium in the Victoriana. The air and the ether. Wonderful spirit photography example, I think, here.
Wow, fantastic.
Accounts of spirit photography by Arthur Conan Doyle. Gentle, almost imperceptible, permeating all things. Pale amber, vibrating with ambergris and a thread of lavender.
Ooh.
Now, first I feel almost disappointed that I have to come back to, like, regular perfume land after Poltergeist. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Some of this is just going to be, like...
Don't worry.
Totally reasonable.
I'm covered in it.
And nice. Yeah, I'll probably be...
I got you.
It's never going away.
No, like a poltergeist.
You are haunted. Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Ambergris, lavender. That's the spell. Did you hear that?
Was that someone from the beyond? Wow.
Oh, actually I'm happy to be back, because this is quite nice.
This isn't as dark as I was expecting it to be.
It's not, but it's not cheerful.
Sure not.
This smells like crying.
It's definitely sadness.
It's so sad.
But it's almost a cathartic sadness.
You know, like a shower cry.
Like it is. This is a shower cry.
I said something about that to my mom a while back, where I said something she said about feeling sad, and I'm like, you need a shower cry. And then there was this weird moment of reckoning where she was realizing that meant that I have shower cries, and I'm like, oh no mom, it's okay, I'm old enough and we can talk about how satisfying it is to cry in the shower. And that's now some part of our lineage, you know, our shared history.
That's
I got it from her.
This is great. I'm a fan. It is very light. I'm a fan. I've turned into a fan. This is me now.
So it is that dry, creamy lavender that I like, that I'm always talking about, like a lunatic. The amber and the lavender and the ambergris makes this like kind of like rich, filmy, kind of like almost ashy.
But it's very clean.
It's clean, but it's not clean. Bright.
No.
You know, it's as clean as like the gray like dress that you died in and then were not found for like 6 weeks could possibly be.
That's it.
A skeleton in the desert in a gray dress.
We love her. Or them.
She was a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the amber kind of pokes out and is just like, it's like very comforting. It's like, you know, it's okay.
It's okay.
We will all one day be a skeleton in a gray dress.
It's okay to be a skeleton.
It was never not going to be like this.
We should be so lucky.
You got to wear perfume.
The lavender is definitely hitting first.
Yes. It takes a while for that to kind of tone down, and then like, and it's funny because amber and ambergris are not scene stealers, you know, so they all just kind of like hold hands and just like wait for the end together.
It's a very connected scent. It's
well I love it.
It's
holding
good.
on to it.
Would you like to taste this one? Would you like to sip it?
I think that's all you.
Okay. Sip this later.
Do you want to do another one?
I'll do every single ghost.
I don't think we can do that.
I'm not afraid of any ghost.
Let's do one more, and then we will, you know, have a pause.
I'll drink any one of these.
Next we have Who Would Not
Tremble
2. Thank you. I hear a voice. The art of this looks both cheerful and sapphic.
It's very sapphic.
I
love this for me.
It's long, so we can't read it, but it's about table moving, the practice of, like, you know, rigging the table so that it seems like you're interacting with a ghost when actually you're just like a one-man band.
Not to be confused with moving your table when you're moving houses.
Right.
Different thing. Different
Or
smell.
just like, yeah, like, you know, there's lots of reasons you might move your table.
This is the ghosty one.
A very specific one.
It is.
A spirit-touched courtship. Sweet orange blossom.
Okay.
White honey. Jasmine tea. White sandalwood. Green apple. And lily of the valley. See, it comes full circle to the apple.
Wow.
That's how you know this is the last one for this segment of the collection.
Very spirited.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I shook that like a cocktail shaker. We've been watching too much Bar Rescue.
We're having a fancy time.
All right, everyone. Shots, shots, shots. Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. It's just like ready to come out and just like poke you in the face.
Absolutely.
That orange blossom is mixed with the sandalwood in a really unusual way.
It's like almost not chalky but ashy.
Yeah, there's like a I was gonna say it almost goes into like conversation heart territory.
Yeah.
In terms of the way that it's like sweetened up, but it's also kind of like crumbly incensey. I can smell like literally every one of these components almost in this order. You've got the honeyed orange blossom. You got a little bit of jasmine tea, sandalwood, green apple, lily of the valley. It's just kind of a weird, kind of like light, wispy, crumbly, incensey floral. But leading with the orange blossom is such a specific tack to take. It's just like, pew.
I would dare to say this is a very sapphic perfume.
Oh. I mean, I wish that I could speak more concretely on these matters, but in my dream fantasy of my sapphic exploits, which I did. I wrote, I helped write a musical based on the Bebo Brinker novels, which is like a classic series of novels, like pulp novels about lesbianism in Greenwich Village.
We love it.
In the 60s. And I did a lot of research to the point where I was like, I'm a lesbian. And
I'm a lesbian now.
And there is just something so, I don't know, there's a kind of like this like longing.
There's a longing. It's also very practiced and it's very surprising. Much like a table rising.
Like the recurring theme of like lesbian pulp fiction is like the horrible ache of the longing, and then when it's finally realized, it's definitely not like you expected, and like there's this whole new series of adjustments to reality, and then usually it's swiftly followed by tragedy. So
we love it.
Yeah, it's like
we love
a timeless genre.
This is very floral, and it's very light, and it's very sensual, but in a graves. In a flowers on it that you would find on a tomb, like on a gravestone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Love letters. It just smells like love letters in the bosom, you know, held close.
This is I've been looking for a new femme forward scent. This is it for me.
It is like so femme that it's almost preposterous.
Surprise.
Surprise, you're lesbian. Now what? That's like the lesbian pulp fiction in a nutshell.
I love it so much.
We're always the last to know.
What a stinky time.
We've had, some of this was kind of randomly chosen, the layout, but like it weirdly kind of had, I feel like I've been on like a theme park ride.
Absolutely. We had ups, we had downs, we had ghosts, we had poltergeists.
Do you think that if we took a break, you'd want to smell a few more?
I'll smell anything.
Okay, so we're going to take a break, and then that means that soon you will get another video of us doing the exact same goddamn thing. How about that?
Isn't that fun for you?
Thank you, Sarah Graves, aka Baby Magick. I'm sure everyone will be checking out your album to see what HAEX has been doing lately.
Fantastic.
Because of the theme of the collection.
You could smell these and listen to the album, absolutely.
Oh, big time.
And if you don't, I'll be back on the next one to remind you.
We're going to hold you to it.
Yes.
Okay, stay cool, ghouls, and we will return. Bye.